love. We're going into love on a Friday afternoon, and I'm going to welcome back Rachel Brown, founder and CEO of Jewish Matchmaking NY. So, Rachel, we were introduced by our friend David Schwartz and Dr. Sal, also. Dr. Sal. And David said, you have got to meet her. You're just going to love this woman. She is a dynamo. She reminds me of you. And you and I had like an hour-long conversation, which included talking about dogs, and I talked about my Hubble Gardner, my little puppy. And I am not Jewish. I'm Sicilian and Catholic and German and Irish and all that. But you are just such like a light. You really are. You're like a presence and a light. And when I read your background, I realized why. Like your whole background and how you talk about what you do is all about connection and vision and intuition. And so I know you have a different background before matchmaking, which was a jewelry designer. You also have an MBA and you're a gemologist, which is very special. So tell us a little bit first about your background before we get into how you became a Jewish matchmaker.
Okay, well, I'll tell you my...
Close to the mic so we can hear your beautiful voice.
Story. So I was a jewelry designer for 18 years. I sold my business about a year and a half ago.
Fabulous.
And
you dealt with like stars.
I did. I had Madonna and Ashton Kutcher and
like
lots of cool, people. Yeah, a lot of cool people. My line was actually based on the wisdom of Kabbalah, so
and
that's why I had those people.
You're not wearing a piece of jewelry today at all.
Well, I am. I have a pearl bracelet.
You have your pearl bracelet. I didn't see the pearl bracelet. There you go.
I have
that's gorgeous. That is not just a pearl bracelet.
Thank you. Yes, it's kind of a fashionista type pearl bracelet. Yeah. So my whole jewelry line was based on the wisdom of Kabbalah, and it emanated spiritual messages. So it was all inspired from my studies, since I've been a student of Kabbalah for 25 years.
Wow. Okay. That is pretty cool. I've never done it. I've never gone to any kind of like a class or a session or anything, but I would love to learn more about it.
You can come. I'd love to bring you anytime.
Yes,
it's all, the word Kabbalah means receiving. So the wisdom is all about receiving everything we need and want in our life through the spiritual system.
We both received some wine when we asked for it. Alexandra ran in and brought us each a glass of red wine. So here's to that. We asked for that and we got it.
And we got that. So that's a blessing for Friday night.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what made you go into jewelry design?
I started getting visions, actually. I've always been an artist from day one. I was born an artist. I've always been good with my hands, and I've always been a creative and always a fashionista. And I started getting visions, literally visions of jewelry in my mind with these Kabbalistic sequences, these Aramaic sequences from Kabbalah. And I just saw them on jewelry, and I just felt compelled to do it. And every time I would kind of ignore the vision or the thought, I actually felt pain, like literal pain. And I thought...
But you didn't just do it. You like went and studied how to do it. Like you are a graduated gemologist.
Well, I'm a gemologist. So the stones, the background in stones helped me with the stone part of my line. But it was really all based on, Aramaic sequences, which are considered to be angels.
Okay.
In Kabbalah. They're like the angels of love and happiness and sustenance and having certainty and faith.
Oh, I love this.
So it was all based on that. So it was just inspired from my studies, really.
Okay.
So
and
do
you make jewelry anymore?
Not that much
anymore. Because now I
anymore.
want a piece. I'm listening to you.
Well, I have a showroom full of all sorts of fantastic pieces that have been down in the Redway and Madison Square Garden for Fashion Week.
I love that.
All sorts of fashion shows all over the world. So I have lots of pieces in my showroom.
Do you ever still show?
It's really, I feel like it was a chapter, and I feel like, everything has an expiration date, and it was amazing, and I was able...
And maybe someday in the future, who knows?
And maybe someday in the future, I have a design called, the last design that I created was called One Love, One Soul, and it's actually a pendant of all the most important spiritual symbols and religious symbols, and the message was, the consciousness was, love thy neighbor as thyself, and my tagline is, we're more alike than different. So the consciousness was that we all just have to understand that everybody, no matter, what their sex is, no matter what their color is, their religion, the spiritual, whatever their spiritual track is, their studies, everybody's looking for love. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants good health. We all want the same things.
Acceptance.
We all want the same thing.
Yeah. The world should listen to this. I mean, it's kind of serendipitous that you're talking about this right now with what's going on in our world. I mean, it's kind of crazy what's happening.
And that's what motivated that design. That was my last design. That's what motivated that.
When did you do that?
That was about I guess around 3 years ago, and I still had that pendant.
And it's almost like, look, they should listen, the universe and the world and people. We're all human beings. We are.
Exactly.
Arthur talks about this, and he talked about this on the radio the other day.
Yes.
It's like, why is this happening? This offness in the world.
It's
where
too much division and fragmentation.
Yeah, and it's fragmented, and it's this vibration. It's like, everyone take it down a notch. I mean, even within my family, we don't do it now, but last year at some point in time we were arguing over little things about politics, and I thought, this is not what's important.
No,
what's important is loving each other.
Exactly. You nailed it. And that's what it is.
Listening to each other,
yes.
and accepting, okay, maybe I don't agree with you, but you accept that
you can agree
this is
to
what
disagree, and you treat people with human dignity, and you respect what they have to say.
I actually had one of the best Christmases with my extended family that I've had in such a long time, because we all just were able to literally sit on couches and talk.
That's beautiful.
There were groups of us, and we do that, you do that at the holidays, but this was different. It felt different. It was deeper. It was sort of like everyone took their coats off, and we just all people told things and said, I'm going through this, or I'm doing this, and it was really, really nice. Really, really
What do you
beautiful.
attribute that unity to? I mean, because that's beautiful. It sounds like the energy was amazing, but what do you...
I personally, and I'm doing it with friend groups too, I personally think because of what's going on in the world, everyone at home is kind of like, we need to all band together. And we need to open up to one another, because the world is a little rough right now.
That's so true.
Right? Yeah,
well,
Arthur talks about that a lot. I mention him because he's not here. I wish he were here.
I know. I wanted to meet him.
Shout out to Arthur. We do miss him. You will meet him because you will come back.
I hope so. Good. Good. I look forward to it.
And you can see him in all the pictures.
I can see all over the office all the fabulous
I wish his mom were here, because she was here yesterday. You would love his mom, Chicky Rita. So shout out to Chicky Rita. She's probably listening right now, unless she's out, because she goes out a lot. She goes out a lot. She goes out every night of the week. She pretends she doesn't.
How
Chicky,
old is
we
she?
know. She is 83. I want to say 83.
Love that girl.
Yeah, she's
Love
a
her.
hot. She's a hottie.
She's a
cool. Hottie. But Arthur the other day was talking about that, and he was like, love, because he loves being in this office, and I think you could probably feel
the energy
when
I like
we're here.
It. Yeah,
nobody's leaving. Great. Everyone's hanging out. Everyone's supporting one another.
That's beautiful.
And we just are. It's a family. It's a family situation.
Well, that creates success.
Makes it happy.
The unity creates success, and the
it
unity
absolutely creates.
Amongst
so
the
let's
group.
switch gears and let's talk about your matchmaking business.
Okay.
And you and I have talked. And I'm not Jewish, and I know you specialize in Jewish, but
yes,
that's okay,
I do.
Because I'm sure one of these people has, maybe not a reason to marry or partner up with someone who's Jewish. Maybe they don't care about the religion. Maybe they're not looking to procreate, because I'm not procreating. I have a dog. I'm happy with my dog.
I understand.
But so tell us how you transitioned and started Jewish matchmaking.
Well, it's so interesting, because this is something I never in a million years would thought I would do. It's like a very weird niche, actually.
Does anyone ever tell you look like Sharon Stone? But
really?
She's blonde, but you have dark hair. But
I never got that
I'm
one.
looking at your face, your eyes.
Oh,
it's your
thank you.
eyes,
I'll take that. That's a beautiful compliment.
We'll take a picture and we'll post it on social media.
Thank you. So anyway, back to
I know,
the
'cause
matchmaking.
I'm ADD brain, so I jump.
That's
topics.
fine.
But Jewish matchmaking.
Jewish matchmaking. So anyway, I got an offer to sell my business.
Okay.
So I suddenly one day, I got a phone call. I would like to buy your business. So I was in contract for about a year and a half. I didn't say a word to anybody, nothing. Trying to negotiate the contract for a while. Finally negotiated. When it was finally, signed in seals, I announced Rachel Brown Jewelry, that was the name of my company, has been sold. So that was the end of an era after 18 years, and it was kind of a bittersweet ending, because it was like I had so much joy and so much success, and it was a very exciting time in my life, but I felt that it was definitely a sign from the universe that chapter was over.
Yeah.
So then I said to myself, well, what's next for Rachel Brown? What are you going to do? So I thought, well, let me just, ask the creator, put it out to the universe and see what happens. So I was just living my life, taking a little bit of time off, because I have very old parents right now, 93 and 86, that live down the street. So that's been
in Manhattan,
yes.
Oh my gosh.
So I thought, let me focus on them for a little bit.
Good.
And let me see what happens.
And
so
that's nice to spend that time.
It's great. It's a blessing.
That is a blessing.
It's a huge blessing, Joan.
How are they still with us?
They're still with us.
Good. How are they doing?
Parkinson's and dementia. A staff of 4, 24 hours, split shift, 4 people. It's a lot.
Wow. Okay.
It's a lot.
You're down the block so you can watch
exactly.
and visit, jump in,
yeah.
pop in.
My
mom visited my grandmother every day in the nursing home. She would show up at different times.
I'm there. I'm in that apartment every day, so managing everything.
Yeah.
So, in any case, during that time, it wasn't that long of a period. I have a friend that lives in Palm Beach. She's actually a matchmaker, and she said, Rachel, I have a lot of Jewish clients. They only want Jewish. I don't know what to do. I don't have any Jewish people. She said, but you know so many people.
She's in Palm Beach, and she has no one Jewish?
Well, not a lot.
Okay,
or a lot of waspy people.
In Palm Beach.
In Palm Beach. She said, I don't have. She goes, but the Jewish people only want Jewish people. She's like, what am I going to do? She's like, please help me. I know you've been in New York since you're 17. She goes, you know so many people. I said, okay, Joy, let me see what I can do for you. So I started going through my network. I started fixing people up, and I was successful. I didn't even think anything of it, actually, but I was successful. And then shortly thereafter, I got a phone call from somebody that said, that said to me, hello, is this Rachel Brown, the matchmaker? And so I just answered, yes, it is. That was my response. Yes, it is. And then I heard myself say, yes, it is. And I thought, what are you crazy?
You just created that.
I thought, this is crazy. Am I saying this or is someone else saying this? So I hung up the phone and I thought, you know what? I think this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm a matchmaker. Welcome to my new career.
Wow.
So I set up a website and, I put a shingle outside my apartment.
I love it.
And I thought, I think this is the next venture. And
there you go.
What's been going on. And it's just sort of been happening with not that much effort, I have to say. So I definitely feel it's meant to be because I'm not really doing that much to create a lot. So
how do you do this? Explain to folks that might be listening how you would do this.
Okay, so the men are my clients.
Okay.
Meaning that I work for the men. So the men sign a 1-year contract with me, and within that 1 year, I search for their significant other soulmate. So the women go on to my website. They fill out an application, and if I think that I have a client that that my client would like, if I think that if there's a match, I'll set them up on a date.
Okay.
Or if I think there's somebody in the future that could be a good match, I'll set them up.
Do you meet the people in person or on Zoom?
No.
I
meet
my
requirement is I meet every man I meet in person, at least for 2 hours, and we speak extensively.
Yeah, you got to get to know them.
I need to understand how their mind works, what happened. I need to try to see if there's any, problems. If I need to reset their mind in a certain way, because consciousness creates your reality, and if their thinking is messed up in certain ways, we need to speak about that because that will affect drawing one's soulmate.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's it's like, do you ever see when you meet someone? Okay, this is a trigger. This is something, this is why. Do you ever see that? Oh, this is why. Do you get it when you see them or meet them?
You mean speaking about the men?
Why it hasn't worked for them in the past or why they're here right now?
Sometimes, but a lot of times I will tell you, Joan, often not. I think a lot of it has to do with, I will, be really super, super honest that it's not me. Yes, I'm a matchmaker, but if I feel like I'm a channel for the creator. The creator, my higher power, our higher power is making all of these matches, honestly. So it's really coming from another place.
Everyone deserves love, right? And maybe they just haven't found it.
I think it's just that they haven't found it. They also say, in various Jewish scriptures and Jewish texts that you need to have the merit and you need to earn it on a certain level. So that's part of it.
Oh, tell me more about that.
And they say also in the Talmud, which is a Jewish text, it says that you actually need to cry out to God. You need to cry out to God 70 times. At least 70 times. It's really, you need to, they say that the reason is that God wants to hear from us. And the only way he's going to hear from us is if we're in some kind of pain and we really need something, so we're going to cry out.
Okay.
So it's a cause us to cry out so we could become closer to the Creator.
Okay. We've talked about not exactly in those words, but in Catholicism. When I haven't been going to church lately. I'm bad. I've gone on holidays, but not recently. I used to go every week. But yeah, we talk about that as well. Yeah, and it's interesting. It's interesting to hear you talk about this and how crying out and figuring out what you want. My friend Kelly, when she married Tony, she wrote down what she was looking for, and she just kept saying it over and over and over and over, and all of a sudden she met him.
So Tony was that person?
Yes, and he is still her person.
That's
and I was
amazing.
I bought her veil for their wedding,
That's
which is,
beautiful.
it's got to be 20, I want to say 20 years ago. I
And
think
they're
it was
still
20 years
married?
ago, and they're still married, and they're still happy, and we
That's so nice.
we run a theater right
love
down the
hearing
block
that.
from here.
And they have kids?
And they have one child, one
great.
son named
makes me
Toby.
happy.
Yeah, and she wrote it down. She's like, Joni,
Yeah.
you got to write it down
It's
and
important.
know
She's right,
and
though.
put it out like you said.
Because your
keep
consciousness
saying
creates
it
your
over
reality,
and over
you need
and
to.
over.
So that's one big part of it, which is huge. But it's also speaking to your higher power too. From the depths of your heart, what you need, what you want. But connected to that has to be, what are you going to offer?
What are you going to offer? What if you don't know what you need or want?
Well, then you can ask that. You can say to
Clarity.
the creator, please bring me what you feel is best for me, because whatever you think is best for me, I know that's the answer. To turn your power over, saying, I surrender. I know that you know way more than I do. You know what's good for me. I think I know what's good for me, but I know that you really know.
Right.
And if you turn that over, you will get the right person.
So we have about 3 minutes in this segment. I'm going to keep you for the last
Okay,
one,
sure.
too, when we bring someone on. But we have about 2-3 minutes left in this segment. Have you ever turned anyone away
Have I ever turned anyone away?
and said, this is not going to work? Or come back another time or figure something out?
Yes, I have, because I'm not going to, for a man, I'm not going to have somebody, I can't, in good faith, take someone's money and then not be able to know I'm not going to be able to help them. I can't do that. And I don't want that pressure. And that's ridiculous. That's crazy. If I think that it's really a lost cause, or I think that I actually don't have the power, even with the help of the creator, if I can't help them, if I really think that I can't, then I won't.
Or if maybe they're not in a position yet, maybe they think they want
Maybe
something, but they're not quite there yet.
Yes, that's actually that's happened a couple times.
I would think
actually.
that might even be more than necessarily than you can help them, is that they are not quite ready for
It just
what
means that
you're
I was
willing
just
to
a
give.
step in
Yeah.
their journey, and
Yeah.
I gave them probably some clarities and some things to think about, and maybe in the future they'll come back to me and they'll be ready. That kind of
And
thing.
how about
So.
on the women's side? Do you ever find that you're like, this is not, I can't help you?
I guess I wouldn't say that necessarily. I would just, I tell people, if I have someone for you, I'll call you.
Yeah.
So it's not that. I think everybody's, has their own special skills and talents and gifts and their own beauty, within, outer beauty, inner beauty. But if I don't have a match, I don't have a match.
So you're going to start a Catholic,
Yes.
or a generic.
Yes, absolutely.
One. And now just
Yes.
one piece of advice, because Ryan, I think you're single, right, Ryan?
Indeed, I am.
Okay.
Still, I'm at 23.
Alex
you're so
Alex
young.
is single, and someone we're going to bring on at the end of the show is single as well. So give us just one piece of advice, Rachel, that you would give someone that is looking for love.
Someone that's looking for love, I would say be open, because sometimes the Amazon package comes up banged up from the back door, not the front, and perfectly taped. That's what I would say. And you don't want to miss that chance, because if you do, it's going to be, unfortunately, a big loss. You don't want to miss a really good opportunity.
That is a good point, right, Ryan?
And it
you gonna listen to that?
happens.
Sorry, Joni?
Are you listening to that point, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So Rachel
All the
Brown,
advice I can
founder and CEO, Jewish Matchmaking. So it's jewishmatchmakingny.com.
That's correct.
So the women can fill out an application.
Yes.
The men can come to the website as well to
Yes.
see you and talk to you.
Yes.
This has been beautiful and eye-opening. I love it. And I love her mission is to help extraordinary individuals find love, partnership, and continuity. I love that.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
beautiful. I
God
love
willing.
it.
Yes.
I love it. You're fulfilling your gift right now, which is really beautiful. And nobody can see and take in her presence because this is radio, but you can hear how she's speaking, and clearly you love what you're doing, and you love
I really
helping
do. I'm
people.
very passionate about it, and I really believe in it, and I just feel honored and have the merit to be able to do this in my life.
I love it. Well, kudos and keep going. Zygazant.
Zygazant.
That's like our parting word.
Good for you. Wow, I'm so impressed. She
at
pulls
this
out her
place.
Yiddish card.
I grew up on Long Island.
That was
In
a good one. I
My
was like,
friend's
not
daughter,
expecting that.
Daniela Rabbani, is creating a klezmer album. She is married in Brooklyn, but she's creating a klezmer, the music album, which is beautiful.
I love
like
that.
The old songs.
I love that.
So stay with us. Don't go away. Arthur's on his way to court. This is Joni Pelzer with Ryan Pagano. We're going to take one more quick break, and then we have a special surprise to close out the show. Somebody